How
Okay.
inappropriate would it be for me to wear my sunglasses?
Mine changed, so you fine. The sun, we got the
Huh?
sun.
It's for help.
Uh-huh.
Should have mine on.
Yeah.
It is pretty bright.
Yeah.
It's quite a glare.
All right. So we ready? Yeah. So good morning, and thank you all for coming out to our press conference. First, let me thank the press for showing up to hear this very important announcement. I want to thank Councilmember Alcorn's office for joining us, but most important, our special guest, Bark. Thank you,
Thank you.
Director Mears and your team for coming out and supporting us at this press conference. While we're here, stray dogs has been a serious problem in District B, and Bark is in our district, and you spend a lot of time here collecting stray dogs. And so recently we've had a series of violent attacks that caused not just death but injuries to residents of District B. And people shouldn't be afraid to be on their front porch. They shouldn't be afraid to be in their backyard. They shouldn't be afraid to walk their children in the park. People should feel safe in their neighborhoods, but that's not the case. This issue is very, very important to me. When I was in the third grade, I was attacked by 5 dogs walking home from school. And if it wasn't for a bus driver who got stopped and pulled over and found a tree and a limb and started hitting the dogs off of me, no telling, I probably wouldn't be here today. And so that's why I'm here. My office is working hard to address this issue. We're here to work with Bark to make sure that they have the necessary resources to come out and collect all the dogs, hopefully all the dogs throughout District B. It's not an easy job. It's not an easy job, and I've seen them crawl underneath houses, Bark, doing everything that they can to collect. These are very dedicated people, and I'm so grateful to work with them. What they do is not only beneficial to our residents, but it's also beneficial to our dogs. The streets also aren't safe for the dogs. All dogs deserve to live in a home where they are fed and cared for. But we're not just rounding up dogs. My office is also going to be organizing some spay and neuter events so that people can have their dogs spayed and neutered. But most importantly, we have to collect the dogs, and we need folks to stop dumping their dogs in District B and across the city of Houston and reach out to Bark and find a suitable way to dispose of the dogs, because the dogs in our neighborhoods is a health hazard, it's dangerous to our community, to our kids. Most importantly, it's dangerous to our seniors. As I mentioned, we just lost a senior that was mauled in her backyard where she should have felt safe, but instead the dogs came in her backyard and killed her. So with that being said, I'm gonna turn it over to Bark, and they're gonna the director, and he's gonna share more about what Bark has done throughout District B in the city of Houston, and what this $40,000 that we're gonna add to the pot of money that we already give to Bark. We gave them $20,000 last year. They were able to pick up 82 dogs between September and October, and so this $40,000 is gonna be beneficial to not just District B, but to the work that the Bark is trying to do, and that is clean up the stray dogs in our communities. So with that being said, I'll turn it over to you, Director, so that you can share some points. And go ahead, it's on you.
Thank you, council member. Tough act to follow, as always. Good morning, and thank you for having us here today. I want to start by echoing what the council member is saying. We're talking about a concern that affects our community deeply, and that is loose, dangerous stray animals. Bark is responding to thousands of bite cases annually and 60,000 calls for service. We appreciate Councilmember Jackson for recognizing this issue and taking action to make her district a safer community. A problem like this can only be solved with additional resources. Bark is in a constant state of reactivity, and with additional funding, we are able to prioritize and focus on sweeping problematic areas. Bark will begin by bringing in off-duty enforcement officers to work certain targeted areas within District B. Our goal is to remove dangerous stray animals and educate community members on proper pet ownership. Bark's #1 priority is public safety, and that is what we intend to deliver for all Houstonians across Houston. I'd like to take this opportunity to remind everyone that all pets within the city of Houston are required to be microchipped and registered. This is indeed your pet's ticket home. If any of you would like the opportunity to follow along with our officers to document the work being done, we would welcome it with open arms. Any questions? Actually, for this fiscal year, 20,000 has already been allocated and spent. This is an additional 20,000 that is being given that we will spend before the end of the fiscal year.
The 40,000 total.
So it's 40,000.
40,000 total.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
I'm not good at math, I just want to make sure I have that.
Yeah.
So the 40,000 comes from which fund again?
It comes from the district service funds. Each council member get a total of $1 million that they can allocate for 500,000 for metro projects and 500 for additional projects. And so we're allocating these dollars from district service funds to address this issue.
And you said for you, Councilwoman, this is a deeply personal issue.
Yes, it is.
That is impacting not just District B, but really the city of
Yes.
Houston and the metro area.
Yes.
There's been so many questions about, what can be done to help Mark when we saw their, the overall budget be cut by 400,000 from last year to this year.
Right.
This is what you're saying is a step forward.
It's a step forward, and from my understanding, District B only have one officer. That's for the complete District B, which is a huge district. We cover Acres Homes, Willowbrook, Greenspoint, Bordersville, which is in Humble, all of the northeast neighborhoods, Fifth Ward, Cashmere Garden, Trinity Garden. It's a huge district for only one officer, and so these dollars is going to help pay for overtime, and hopefully, we can advocate to get your budget increased because it's needed. It's a danger. It's a public safety issue, and as I mentioned, in the third grade, a third grader walking home from school should not be attacked by dogs who got out of the fence. It's the owner's responsibility to make sure that these dogs are secured, their animals are secured. As you said, they're supposed to have chips so that we can get you back home. But then also, we're a dumping ground for dogs, the District B community is. And so this is the way to raise awareness that this is our priority. We're going to be on it. We're going to be putting pressure on community to, see something, say something. If you see somebody dumping a dog, let us know. But at the end of the day, we should feel safe in our communities and in our neighborhoods. And so with that being said, I want to recognize Pastor Turner, who has allowed us to have this press conference. I know you got some cameras that you've been watching folks on illegal dumping. As you know, District B has an illegal dumping issue. So we not only have dogs, but illegal dumping attract dogs. And so we need you, the community, everyone here to help us tackle this issue. And of course, we need more resources so that we can give BARC the budget that they need to do what they are called to do. So with that being said, I want to bring up Councilmember Alcorn's office just to say something because I know this is a big issue for our Councilmember Alcorn. BARC is her best friend, so go ahead.
Yes, well, I just want to thank you, Councilmember Jackson and BARC. Also, y'all do a great job every day. I just realized you came to my house and picked up a cat. I just remembered. So super hands-on and helpful to our office. Houston has such a small per capita when it comes to our budget for animal control services. That's something that Councilmember Alcorn brings up every single year compared to Houston and Dallas. It's abysmal. And so as the upcoming budget season is just around the corner starting next week, we're going to be looking at BARC's budget and how we can also try to get y'all some more help.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And I just want to also reiterate, in February, there were 5 attacks in Cashmere Garden, and so these attacks are increasing. We need more resources, but District B is doing what we can do at this particular time by supporting with additional dollars for overtime. Thank you. Go ahead.
I'd also like to mention that within the last 2 years, we have seen our priority 1 calls grow by 10% and our priority 2 calls grow by 40%. That is a big indicator that this is a huge problem. Our city's growing and our infrastructure and employees need to grow with it.
And I presume there are hot spots, obviously, in any city where we see, unfortunately, dog bites, dog attacks more often. Do we know which areas are considered the hot spots?
We do. District B, of course, is one of them. District H, I, D, F. Those are our most problematic districts. A lot of these issues stem from socioeconomic issues and things like that. And I'm looking forward to the day when we can solve this problem. And I'd also like to thank Mayor Whitmire and the administration as well for their support for these projects. Public safety is a very important item for the administration, and this does tie into it, and we feel very supported. There's 24 actual animal enforcement officers.
So 24, it's tough to spread them all out, but how do you decide who goes where based off of the hotspots, I presume?
We prioritize our calls based on the severity of the situation. Unfortunately, we receive hundreds of calls a day, and we are not able to get to all of those calls. So we pick and choose. We use a priority system 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're only able to get to 1, 2, and 3 at this time. But 1s and 2s are our biggest priority. Those are dog bites, dog attacks, assisting law enforcement agencies. It could be an eviction or a dangerous dog on school grounds, or somebody being attacked by or actively being attacked by a dog. So those are the ones that we focus on. We'd love to be able to focus on the calls where people are calling and reporting a stray dog running down their street, and hopefully one day we can get there.
So when we say one officer for District B, is that just one like full-time going around, but others could respond if there's a priority one?
Absolutely. I mean, and we do that from time to time as necessary, just depending on who's closer. You know, if there's an officer working the Northwest over at Acres Homes, they would bounce over to Acres Homes and take care of that call while this officer is over here in this area.
And then, Pastor, I had just a question for you. I know Councilman mentioned that you have seen the videos of people illegally dumping. The impact that also has, I imagine, for the church and for people just wanting to safely come to a place of worship. When did it ring an alarm for you that hey, something really needs to be done about what's going on and it's attracting potentially dangerous animals?
Well, like the councilman will know, this is not a new issue, a new problem. So you're just trying to tackle something that's been going on for a while. The dumping, the stray dogs. I've actually physically chased people who've been illegal dumping off the grounds as well. So this is not, it's not like a one moment when we notice it. It's been an ongoing problem. So we're grateful for the additional resources to try to continue to fight and address this problem. So.
Is there a way to maybe expand the conversation on illegal dumping and the impact it has?
Sure. I mean, we're starting it right here with the mayor's office, our councilwoman, and other stakeholders in the neighborhood. It's ongoing. And why over here? Many reasons why, I guess, but no matter what you do, they're going to find a place to dump. They keep dumping and all of that. So it is a big issue. It's a problem. Yeah, so.
If you don't mind, can you just say and spell your first and last name?
Charles Turner, Charles Turner.
And the name of your church?
New Pleasant Grove Missionary Baptist Church.
I'm so sorry, I forgot to ask. If you don't mind saying and spelling your first and last name as well. Do you need me Mike? Yeah, if you don't mind. Sorry, we're feeding this to another station.
That's okay. I'm Jordan Frazier, Jordan Frazier, with Councilmember Sally Alcorn's office at Large 5.
And I want to also point out one more thing, because we are connecting the illegal dumping and the stray dogs. My office, we have 2 hot teams. We call it the Be Clean team, who is constantly in the community 6 days out of the week, picking up illegal dumping. And so if you see any illegal dumping or stray dogs, we encourage you to contact our office as well as BARC, but call 311 first, then contact our office at 832-393-3009, or you can email us at districtb@houstontx.gov. Call us with the SR number from 311, and we'll follow up. That's what our office responsibility is, to follow up and make sure that we get someone out to tackle the issue. If our hot team is able to pick up the pile, because a hot team only can pick up certain pile levels. If they can't do it, then we'll get solid waste out to pick up the illegal dumping. But it's going to take a coordinated effort. It's going to take all of us to tackle this issue, and what we need from you is to report. If you see something, say something. Thank you.
I promise 2 more quick things.
Okay.
I know it's warm out here. One being, with this extra $20,000, I know the idea is to help pay for the overtime to be able to get more stray dogs off of the street. 80-some were taken between September and October. Is that kind of the goal as well here, or is there reason to believe there could be more in the area that you can pick up?
When we've done this in the past, the number usually varies, depends on the weather. Is there an owner at home that we can address without picking up the dog, which is always preferable, because we like to educate before we pick up someone's animal while they're, if they're home. But I would suspect that we will pick up anywhere between 80 and 100 on this round.
And that would be between like May, June-ish?
Well, we're probably going to start next week. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
We'll be in touch about
Yeah.
it.
And just know
Absolutely.
we're trying to give them more money. we could give them more. So
And that
it,
was what
yes.
kind of my last question was going to be. I know we've got your partners here from City Council as well. We've got Park, we've got, community leaders. What else needs to be done, though, from your other council partners and even from the mayor's office to address the issues that not just stray dogs, but also dangerous dogs?
Yeah. You know what? I can say all of my colleagues in council, everyone is working the same thing I'm doing right here. They're doing the exact same thing, and so the mayor's office is very, open, and we're working with council members and approving, because he has to approve us giving out the money. So everyone's working collectively, doing what they can to not just addressing the stray dogs and the dangerous dog issue, but illegal dumping across the city. As Councilmember Sally Alcorn's chief said, next week we're going to start talking budget, and so this is how we make sure our voices is heard and making sure the city is doing what they're supposed to do to address a lot of these issues.
Unless there's anything
Okay.
else, I know I covered a lot.
All right. Well, that's it. Thank y'all.
you.
Thank y'all for coming out.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor. Thanks for having us.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we've had them some days.
Do you want to get a quick group photo in
Yeah.
front of the
Yeah.
enforcement vehicle?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Sure.
Jordan, you want to be in the photo?
Oh, yeah, sure. Sorry. Am I totally globbing onto this